LPT, when you sign up for anything online, put the website's name as your middle name. That way when you receive spam, advert emails, you will know who sold your info. LPT, if you have a dash cam and need to note down a license plate of another driver, simply say it out loud in case the camera can't pick it up. LPT, if you're buying a new computer and are torn between a couple models, try Googling "model number doesn't" and see what AutoPredict says is the most common complaint or issue. I'm a techie person and do my own computer repairs, but if I do this and the top search suggestion is XYZ123 doesn't turn on versus ABC987 doesn't connect to Wi-Fi, I have a better idea of what to expect. LPT, whenever you travel abroad, bring a new soundtrack for each place you visit, preferably one you have never heard before. In the future, every time you listen to each soundtrack again, they will bring you vivid memories of the places you have visited. LPT, all you have to do to give a great toast at a wedding is make it about the bride and groom. If you are saying "I" more than you're saying their names, you're doing it wrong. This sounds obvious, but from my experience, even great public speakers often give awful wedding toast because it's everyone's first instinct to give personal anecdotes and spend too much time talking from their own perspective. But a wedding toast is not a speech. You're allowed to get nervous, you're allowed to cry, you can studied people will forgive it all if you just remind the crowd why the bride and groom are awesome people and deserve each other. Yes, I know it should be your LPT, you don't need to record or photo everything interesting you see. Just enjoy the moment, and probably a bunch of other people will post it online if you ever want to go back and see it. LPT, forward work emails with important information to a personal account, that way if your company deletes the messages or locks you out, you still hold a copy. For instance, if your employer asks something unethical of you, make sure to ask via email, never a call, to confirm their orders and forward a copy of their reply to a personal account for protection. If something goes south down the road and they want to cover for themselves by deleting your emails or locking you out, you still have the evidence. I had HR try to gaslight me into a lower pay and the company had disabled my work email, but I had a copy of the discussed figure from months prior in my personal Gmail to back me up. Edit, I've clearly underestimated the airtight security in most companies regarding outgoing mail under their networks. It's not something I've personally experienced, but do heed the cautionary comments and print out the email header included on a company printer instead of forwarding it whenever possible, especially if you're under IP protection agreements and whatnot. As I've said, it's not something I have ever had issue with, so the thought didn't really cross my mind, since we send emails to clients all the time and most use Yahoo, Gmail, etc. LPT, if you can't buy something outright, you don't have the money to put it on a credit card. Other than large purchases like houses, cars, and sometimes phones, now a good rule of them is to never buy something you couldn't pay for outright at the time of purchase. You never know what emergency might happen in the future, and being late on credit card payments is a good way to kill your credit. Especially with all the unknowns we have now with COVID, who even knows if you'll have a job next month. Stay safe everyone. Edit, I'm not saying stay away from credit cards. If you're good with your money, then by all means get one and use it, because there are many perks. They are great to have as long as you're responsible. It's just an extra thing to think about before you make that big purchase. LPT, if you want to learn a new language, figure out the 100 most frequently used words and start with them. Those words make up about 50% of everyday speech, and should be a very solid basis. LPT, you can use WD-40 to remove sticker glue residue from things. Just spray some WD-40 on the residue, leave it for a few minutes, and then the glue residue just washes off. I just discovered this today from this article, https://www.onegoodthingbyjilly.com/how-to-remove-stickers/closing parenthesis, and I am going to use this so much.